people.
the art of manipulating people.
That's why
Takes no
him and us two.
technical skills to do this.
Stupid.
It happens to
You
young
literally
adults.
posted it last time.
It happens to middle-aged
Yeah,
adults
you
like
probably
me.
would.
It happens to senior citizens quite often, I might add.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
your
so it's
fault.
your fault.
So
Yeah,
these
so it's your fault.
people are trying to
You
protect,
freaking bum.
your loved ones or people that you know. But this is a serious problem. And
Yes.
remember last week I put
No,
one
but you.
highlight.
You made Carlos and Bilal join it.
Yeah.
Of breaches and
You brought the bad luck.
is all human driven.
Gosh, I have no fodder no more. Let me go to my transfer list and put all the 82s in my phone.
This is one of the main ones right here, social engineering. We've all gotten these. I don't know if anybody wants to share.
But that's for the Houstonians.
We all get these here. We're all sick and tired of them. Sometimes I don't do this lately. Just put it as a spam call. I get on the phone, start chatting.
Gosh, everything in here is still a duplicate.
And just see when I can get them. They would eventually hang up on me. So once they hung up on me, then I know that, I did my part.
I can still get them back.
Physical entry is a big one. And phishing. And I know I told you my story if you were my student last year, but phishing is real common. We all like fishing. If anybody on this call has been fishing, you get a rod, you put some bait on there, throw it in there, and fish are out, and you got some good bait.
I'm just going through my own transfer list. Which one can I send to my cup?
Well, with social engineering, you're the fish, and the bait is thrown out there by somebody that's malicious.
I don't have no problem scoring.
Clearly, Alex doesn't need that because clearly scored the soccer ball.
Your stories as well, okay? But fishing, this one here, and I've told my students from last year, not fishing with a rod and reel.
I never said that was Davey. I didn't even say nothing. I just said I'm okay with scoring the soccer ball. That's not my problem.
Yeah, like I said.
But he just said it in a harsher tone.
It works, and it happens to everybody. It's not just young adults like yourself.
Yeah, Alex, you got nobody. There's no point.
Yeah, okay, I'm going back to those people.
You're at your 80s. There's no point.
Yeah, okay.
And I've heard the stories. They're all the same way. If it's a telephone,
I have 139K. Okay.
Yeah, what?
Now they create a where if you're not thinking
yeah, I
straight,
know. So I'm not trying. I'll obviously
you're not
prefer
straight,
not to
or
use
something's
anything.
not right, you may very well fall for it.
Very much so.
Put a lot of urgency. If you don't pay this, we're going to be at your front door. Well, come on over, man. I'll be waiting for you outside my house. I got a blue shirt. And bring it on, man. I'll be waiting for you right here. Look for the guy with the blue shirt. And you'll never see him, obviously, but we've got a chat. Hey, had a problem where there was a virus link email sent to students.
That's definitely not going to be 83.
Yeah, it's not.
Did anybody click on it? A lot of times, those who are part of the, it could be legit, but in this case, for a lot of cases, that's part of your penetration test. Remember we talked about pen tests last week? And there's more. When you get into hardening networks, there's doing pen tests, and they get paid for it. And one part of that pen test is putting emails out to
well, I need a decent overall play.
84.
Who's the cheapest one? The first one I could think of was Berkey.
50% of your students clicked on it. Or 50% of your faculty.
Yo, 84s and 83s are skyrocketing.
So that could have been legit, but I think it was more of a part of a vulnerability test, penetration test, to see if
what the heck happened? What the?
Some will click and then record it. Hey, look, this is who clicked right here. And this is why we give user awareness training. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Oh, shoot.
But thank you for sharing.
Who's
you
the
could get
cheapest
Mandanda.
85?
Oh, 85?
But fishing, I recall,
Gulachi at 12K.
3-4 years ago,
Or you could get Memphis Depay at 13K. For the league on league.
This thing looked legit. It looked like a perfect email. Except for the link, of course, if you look real closely. But it had to start off gear valued.
According to Footbin, he's 12K.
They set a real nice tone.
Jesus.
I'm not just a customer. I'm a value. So I read the email. We want to keep your information secure.
Jesus.
We want you, to protect, all your identity. Just please, we would like to update your records, Mr. Cantu.
Jesus.
Please provide.
I really have no more fodder. Everything went downhill, but
And we're gonna make sure you're taken care of. Very, very.
I had so much fodder prior to that.
It even went as far as having a perfect Chase logo. Just like the Chase Bank logo, just like that. So what do you think I did? Keep in mind, I'm a valued customer now. I'm not just a customer. What do you think I did with that email? Oh, come on, man. I got 4 chats on the first check here.
That's why you got 3 Englishmen in a row. You garbage can.
Hey, good. I got chat.
I've only done 2, and they're both awesome.
Alright, so I got one student. Thank you for replying, by the way. I really appreciate it, because otherwise I don't know if I'm just talking to a wall. If I get some feedback, then I know that. So one student predicted that I would delete. The other one said company wouldn't need your password. The other one said I clicked on it. I didn't click on it, and the next day, I'm going to start getting all these hot checks. I didn't really click on it, really, but a lot of people did. And here's the sad part. 4 days later, we get an email from Chase saying that there's a third-party company that they hired to send out communications for Chase. So Chase is kind of washing their hands from this and saying, this is not really our problem. We use a third-party provider to send out, mass communications to a customer. But a lot of people fell for it. And, it's too late. Yeah, you can change your password after the fact, but in the meantime, you got, and it's happened here.
I don't know what to do.
A staff member who told me the story. Can't reveal name or identity or gender or anything like that, but they had to pull in. They were so spooked that they pulled into a parking lot. They were trying to fix, okay, here's my bank account number. What are you going to do with it? Later, just a scam. And you hear it over and over. Man, I should have known better, but I gave the information away. And it happens. It's just way too common. So that would be an example of social engineering, probably one of the better examples, because it has nothing to do with technical skills. They're just manipulating you to provide them information. 13.3 on test out starts, it's called Threats and Vulnerabilities Part 1. And again, we didn't cover this in our computer maintenance class. Usually it is covered, but pandemic, we didn't cover it. So, we'll treat it like it's
I don't know, man.
first time hearing this. Maybe you've heard it before. Maybe you know the difference between a DOS and a DDoS. Maybe no man in the middle. But what I'd like for you to do, because this class is very quiet, I guess.
What's that dude's name? Albio?
With the exception of a few. And we always have 5 or 6 same. Maybe you can pick out one of these that kind of interest you, and then maybe tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. I don't know if we're going to be done or get into this by tomorrow. We should be done with social engineering.
I'm spending every single coin on these SPCs.
But here, I'd like for you to pick one of these attacks that you think is interesting, and then maybe tomorrow, or maybe Thursday or Friday, I'm going to ask you to, and I'll keep a little running spreadsheet on who's sharing, who's participating, and who's, helping inform some of the other students. Spoofing, ARP cache, we know what ARP is, address resolution protocol, right? That maps your IP address and your MAC addresses. So you can kind of get an idea what that does. DOS versus DDoS, man in the middle, brute force. Take your pick, and just be ready. Okay, that's what I'm going to ask you. And maybe this could be your other grade. I don't know. But I told my first class and my last class, I adjust. I make adjustments all the time, every day, depending on the circumstances, depending on the direction we're going for the unit.
Oh my Lord! Oh my Jesus!
We have one student that's been current for so long, and now he installed Kali Linux successfully. And I'd like for the student. We messed up. Right now, we can't get to the virtual switch part. We can't get get that figured out. But once we get it figured out, we'll do a DOS attack to another computer. I'm going to ask the other student to confirm that a DOS attack is occurring. And if you took computer maintenance, you should have a good idea what tool you can pull out of your OS tool bag to determine what type of error is occurring or why you're getting the DOS.
Alright, Alex did it, Clark.
I hope you can answer that.
That's only one though.
Alex turned it in.
Right
Alex turned one in.
But I'd like for you all
Are you gonna do all of them?
about some of these. If you like something specifically,
Oh yeah.
And I'll keep a running spreadsheet.
You just spent a lot of coins though.
Call every day.
Don't care.
In fact, as soon as this call is over, I do attendance. So, for example, Alexander, you might be first. Hey, which one do you want to introduce today? And talk about it, or put in a chat box.
What my teacher said?
Colby.
He said Alexander.
So these are your threads. The list goes on and on. But just malware by itself, if you look at 13.3.2, again, you got virus, worm.
I'm only gonna do the midfielder and attacker. I'm not gonna do the defender.
Big difference.
Okay.
Trojan horse, zombie, botnet, rootkit, logic bomb, spyware, adware, ransomware, scareware, crimeware. There's a lot of stuff out there, and this is just one little category right here. Social engineering. You know, there are some techniques here other than just, shoulder surfing would be a really good example. It happens a lot more than you think. Perhaps you've done that or somebody's done that to you. It works, let me tell you. It really does. I've done it experimentally, and it does work. It really does. You just kind of, hey.
Another Sergio Roberto?
You went to a little birthday party this weekend. Let me see your photos, man. And just kind of hover around the phone, and if it's not one of these patterns or biometric, well, now you know their PIN or their password on a computer. I know last year, I've always done this.
Trying to go back to the transfer list.
If a student comes over here, I always tell them, turn around, please. And it's not anything directly to the students because I don't want anybody looking at trying to figure out my password. It happens. It's very, very common. Somebody perhaps has done it to you, or you can do it to somebody else. And that would be under social engineering. It's called shoulder surfing. Dumpster diving is another one that you might see on test out where, people just throw documents. They don't shred them. They just throw them. Pizza Hut, that used to be one of our accounts. And when they were updating their equipment, I kid you not, they threw their servers in the dumpster. So what do you think the techs did? They would take the computers, rebuild them, and sell them. Now, I never got so brave to look at the hard drive and look for customer equipment or anything like that. I never did that. It was unethical and illegal. But I did have a lot of computers from Pizza Hut. And techs just started saying, hey, before you throw it in, I'll take it. Rebuild them and sell them. Why they did that, I don't know. But I don't know if they were wiping out the drives. They threw them away. But that would be another form of social engineering. You don't need any technical skills to do this. So as we go through this unit, I would really like for you to share, either via chat.
What's going to be enough overall for this?
Just speak up, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times I feel like I'm doing too much talking, and yeah, you all are complying, you're getting up the call, getting your attendance, everything's smooth, everything's great. But I would like to hear from you all. Sometimes I keep students on the call, and what happens is I'll always have two students hanging on the call. Okay? And I say, hey, you need anything for me? I don't hear anything. Well, what do you think they did? Well, you all know. So I know exactly with that student how they get on calls. And so I'm going to ask you to participate. Maybe I'll keep a little running spreadsheet and maybe use that as another grade.
I'm putting replay pick Royce in.
To produce 3 times and maybe 35% each question. You answer
Royce.
Back 3 times. I count you off. Something like that.
No.
It's got to be beneficial, right? So if I ask, for example, what is spoofing right here? And I'll say, okay, good. Mary Jane just joined the call. Mary Jane's going to explain what spoofing is. Well, you know, it's pretending to be someone or something you're not. Put false information in your packets. Okay. What can you spoof? Well, this is probably the big one here. This is an example. So Mary would be explaining all this to me or to you. And then, you know, I can keep asking questions, but I'm not going to do that. You know, how would they put it in? A lot of your tools do that for you automatically. You don't have to manually do that. There's so many tools out there you can do that pretty easy. So that's all I have for today, class. Keep in mind,
All right.
there was a few students that did not take
Joining
the
card.
test. Jimmy, Joseph, Mary. I've got a student here's taking it. This was the risk management quiz. It's open for you at 10 p.m. until 10 p.m. tonight. You've got to get this off the plate. Okay?
Well, I mean, Davey, you here?
Yeah.
All right, let's.
For those that
No, I just
Do
did
it
two.
too.
I'm not doing the defender.
thank you.
All right, 3, 2, and go.
So anybody have any questions?
Well, let's see Clark if he gets what he deserves. Oh my. How are you that delayed? Sane? Yeah, Sane. Yeah, you're delayed. I hear myself. Well, boys, that's a wrap. Oh, is that a walkout? Well, boys, that was Alex's chance for the team of the year. F in the chat.
Remember anything I forgot? Either.
Yeah.
So that's all I got. Social
Well,
engineering
boys, we
is
did it.
13-2. See if we can get that
EA
off the
is
plate
trash.
today.